In the middle of the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, a shocking and mysterious event has captured the attention of religious people worldwide. The Jewish people, after the chaos and violence, have made a sudden decision to reclaim their birthright and restore their historic place of worship. As the rockets from Hamas rain down on Israel, the question arises, will the Muslim community allow the completion of this project? With a significant shift in global sentiment towards Israel due to their retaliation against the attacks, the Jewish community now faces a daunting task. What just happened in Israel that shocked all religious people? After the chaos of the ongoing Israel-Hamas war and the protests it has sparked worldwide, a stunning development is unfolding within the borders of Israel. The Jewish people, seemingly out of nowhere, have made a drastic decision to reclaim their birthright and restore their long-lost place of worship. Historians and experts have been taken aback by this unexpected turn of events, as they believe the Jewish community will face numerous challenges along the way. The prevailing question is how the Jews plan to accomplish such a remarkable feat. Just hours after Israel woke up to a barrage of rockets fired by Hamas from the Gaza Strip, the Jewish community has shown resilience in their determination to reclaim their historic place of worship. However, one looming question remains: will the Muslim community allow the completion of this project? As the global sentiment towards Israel shifts due to its decision to retaliate against the attacks on its people, the events of October 7, 2023, have left a lasting impact on Israeli citizens. The loss of loved ones at the hands of Islamic extremists has left moral dilemmas regarding the extent of retaliation. Many wonder if Israel's actions were justified and fear that further violence will only escalate unless a balanced resolution is achieved. But after these tumultuous circumstances, a recent shocking development within Israel has captured the attention of the Jewish community. This unexpected event has redirected their focus towards a more uplifting and inspiring endeavor, the rebuilding of the Third Temple. Various sects within the Jewish community have emerged, each with their own beliefs and interpretations of how this goal should be achieved. These differing perspectives have led to internal struggles and conflicts over the course of action. To understand the significance of this strange event and its role in initiating the rebuilding of the Third Temple, we must delve into the rich history of Israel. As a captivating country in the heart of the Middle East, Israel's story traces back to the obedience of one exceptional individual, Abram. According to the Old Testament, Abram, accompanied by his wife Sarai and nephew Lot, embarked on a journey to the land of Canaan in response to God's call. Despite Canaan already being inhabited by various Canaanite tribes at the time, Abram was informed that this land was designated for him and his descendants. The mention of these Canaanite tribes, such as the Hittites, Amorites, Hivites, Jebusites, Perizzites, and Girgashites, in the Old Testament provides an intriguing backdrop. The intricate dynamics and intertwined histories of these civilizations add an air of mystery and suspense to the narrative, leaving historians eager to uncover the secrets buried within their ancient ruins. Imagine yourself transported to the ancient world, where bustling civilizations thrived and the Middle East was a hub of activity. As you wander through the arid landscapes, you stumble upon the earliest traces of Jerusalem, a city that holds immense significance for the three major Abrahamic faiths: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. But why is Jerusalem considered so important to these religions? Delve deeper into its history, and you may uncover some suspicious and intriguing details. Dating back to the 4th millennium BCE, Jerusalem has a long and storied past. Its ancient name, Ramam, echoes through the annals of Egyptian texts, providing glimpses of its existence even in the 19th century BCE. Throughout the ages, Jerusalem has witnessed the ebb and flow of power as various empires and civilizations sought to control this strategically located city. In ancient times, the Canaanites were the dominant group in the region. With diverse cultures, languages, and economic activities primarily centered around agriculture and trade, the Canaanites showcased a vibrant tapestry of beliefs and religious practices centered on polytheism. It was during this time that the exact date of Abram's arrival in Canaan, as mentioned in biblical texts, is generally believed to have taken place in the early 2nd millennium BCE. The relationship between Abram, later known as Abraham, and the Canaanites was multifaceted and often characterized by tension. Some passages in biblical texts depict the Canaanites as hospitable and welcoming to Abram and his family, while others portray them as hostile and antagonistic. Nevertheless, despite the challenges they encountered, Abram and his family eventually established their presence in Canaan. Fast forward to the period known as the United Monarchy, around 1000 BCE, when the Israelite tribes united under King Saul. King David succeeded Saul and made Jerusalem the capital, while King Solomon constructed the first temple on the Temple Mount. This temple became a central place of worship, hosting sacrificial rituals and symbolizing the covenant between God and the Jewish people. However, this period of prosperity and unity did not last. The northern kingdom of Israel fell to the Assyrians in 722 BCE, leading to the exile of many of its inhabitants. Subsequently, the southern kingdom of Judah was conquered by the Babylonians in 586 BCE, resulting in the destruction of the first temple and the Babylonian exile of many Judahites. After the fall of the Babylonian Empire to the Persians, Cyrus the Great issued a decree permitting Jewish exiles to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple. This marked the beginning of the Second Temple period, during which the Second Temple was erected in Jerusalem. However, its existence was short-lived, as in 70 CE, the Romans destroyed the Second Temple during the Jewish-Roman War. The historical events of ancient Israel, intertwined with religious texts and archaeological evidence, have significantly shaped the cultural, religious, and historical identity of the Jewish people and have had a lasting impact on the world at large. During the 1920s and 1930s, a wave of Jewish immigration to Palestine occurred as Jews sought refuge from anti-Semitism and persecution in Europe. This immigration, known as Aliyah, had a profound effect on the demographic landscape of Palestine. Jewish immigrants purchased land from Arab landowners and established agricultural settlements known as kibbutzim and moshavim. These settlements aimed to create self-sufficient Jewish communities and played a pivotal role in the development of Jewish infrastructure and institutions. However, the increasing number of Jewish immigrants and the establishment of Jewish settlements raised concerns among the Arab population. Arab leaders and communities feared the loss of their land, political rights, and national identity. They perceived Jewish immigration as a threat to their culture, aspirations for self-determination, and way of life, leading to violent clashes between the Jewish and Arab communities. On May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion, the head of the Jewish Agency and future Prime Minister of Israel, proclaimed the Israeli Declaration of Independence. This significant historical document officially announced the establishment of the State of Israel. Ben-Gurion emphasized the deep historical connection between the Jewish people and the land of Palestine, underscoring the need for a homeland where Jews could live freely and securely. The declaration acknowledged the suffering and persecution endured by Jews throughout history, particularly during the Holocaust, highlighting the compelling necessity for a Jewish state. It expressed gratitude for the international recognition and support received, referencing the United Nations General Assembly resolution passed on November 29, 1947. The partition of Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states, as outlined in the resolution, has played a vital role in shaping the events that have shocked religious people in Israel. The ongoing conflict and struggles over territory, political rights, and identity continue to this day. Jerusalem, as the capital of Israel, holds immense religious, historical, and cultural significance for all three major Abrahamic faiths. For Jews, it is the holiest city, the site of the Western Wall, the last remnant of the Second Temple, and the location of important religious events and traditions. Christians revere Jerusalem as the city where Jesus of Nazareth lived, preached, and was crucified, with numerous significant sites associated with his life and death. And for Muslims, Jerusalem holds the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the third holiest site in Islam, believed to be the place where the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven during the night journey. The significance of Jerusalem to these three faiths has often led to claims of ownership and control, resulting in tensions and conflicts. The suspicion and intrigue surrounding the city's history and its role in religious beliefs continue to shape the dynamic and complex landscape of the region. Jerusalem's rich history spans centuries, with various civilizations leaving their mark on this storied city. It was King David who made a remarkable impact around 1000 BCE, capturing Jerusalem from the Jebusites and establishing it as the capital of the United Kingdom of Israel. Under King Solomon's reign, Jerusalem blossomed into a majestic city, adorned with impressive structures, including the first temple that symbolized the city's spiritual and political importance. For Judaism, Jerusalem holds the utmost significance. It is considered the holiest city, deeply tied to the history and religious identity of the Jewish people. The Western Wall, a remnant of the destroyed Jewish temple, is a revered site where Jews gather to express their deep connection to God. The Temple Mount, believed to be the location of the first and second Jewish temples, is a sacred place of worship and pilgrimage. Christianity also regards Jerusalem with great importance, as it is associated with pivotal events in Jesus Christ's life. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, traditionally believed to be the site of Jesus' crucifixion, burial, and resurrection, is a significant pilgrimage site for Christians worldwide. The Mount of Olives, where Jesus ascended to heaven, holds special significance as well. In Islam, Jerusalem ranks as the third holiest city after Mecca and Medina. It is associated with the Prophet Muhammad's night journey to heaven and holds spiritual significance. The Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock, located on the Temple Mount, are revered Islamic sites of prayer and symbolize the city's immense importance. The profound religious significance of Jerusalem to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam has not only influenced their practices but also shaped the historical and geopolitical landscape of the region. Building a new temple in Jerusalem is no easy task. It comes with a myriad of challenges, both practical and ideological. Firstly, finding a suitable location is crucial. The chosen site must consider accessibility, symbolism, and the surrounding environment, aiming to create a space that fosters a spiritual connection between devotees and the divine. Once a location is identified, obtaining the necessary permits and approvals becomes a challenge. Navigating through zoning and regulatory requirements is a complex and time-consuming process that requires close collaboration with local authorities. The design of a temple is also a significant challenge, as it must balance tradition with innovation. Architects and religious leaders must work together to create a structure that reflects the cultural and religious beliefs of the community while accommodating the practical needs of worshippers. Adequate space for rituals, meditation, and communal gatherings must be incorporated, along with aesthetic elements that inspire awe and devotion. Lastly, securing the necessary funding for construction can be a daunting task. Temples are often funded through community donations, requiring a concerted effort to raise the capital needed. The project team is embarking on an exciting endeavor to rebuild a majestic temple. But they can't do it alone. They need your support to make this dream a reality. By reaching out to individuals, businesses, and philanthropic organizations, they hope to garner the financial backing necessary for this monumental undertaking. With effective communication and persuasive skills, the team aims to inspire potential donors to contribute generously, emphasizing the importance and value of the temple project. The construction phase itself poses its own set of challenges. Temples are intricate structures with ornate carvings, intricate masonry, and elaborate ornamentation. Bringing these designs to life requires skilled craftsmen and artisans, whose availability and expertise can be a challenge. The project team must carefully select and coordinate with these talented individuals to ensure the temple's vision is executed flawlessly. However, using traditional construction techniques and materials can further complicate matters in today's modern construction industry. Many temples adhere to age-old building practices that rely on specific materials and methods. Locating and sourcing these materials can be a time-consuming and logistically complex task. Additionally, finding craftsmen who possess the knowledge and skills to work with these traditional materials can be a challenge. However, ensuring the structural integrity and longevity of the temple is of utmost importance. The team must work closely with structural engineers and architects to incorporate robust engineering principles into the design, safeguarding the temple against environmental factors and wear and tear. Throughout this journey, the Sanhedrin has been instrumental in garnering attention and support for the temple's reconstruction. Their initiatives, such as cultivating farms and forests to recreate the environmental conditions of antiquity, are aimed at preserving Jewish traditions and rituals. However, concerns about the authority of the Sanhedrin and the potential impact on the ecosystem persist. Another crucial aspect involves the training of the Kohanim, the priestly class in Jerusalem. Despite not being able to fulfill their traditional duties without the temple, Kohanim continue to hold a revered status within Jewish communities and play distinct roles in religious ceremonies. One challenge they face is the production of a red heifer, whose ashes are used in purification rituals. The Sanhedrin is exploring methods to breed a pure red heifer, an extinct species, by utilizing red Angus as a foundation for breeding. As this endeavor unfolds, the international community also plays a pivotal role. The status of Jerusalem, including the Temple Mount, has been a contentious issue in international diplomacy. The current situation regarding the construction of the Third Temple is a complex and multifaceted issue that requires an understanding of various geopolitical factors, regional dynamics, and religious interpretations. In order to navigate this intricate landscape, it is important to consider the broader context and stakeholders involved. One crucial aspect that must be taken into account is Israel's relationship with its neighboring countries, particularly its Arab neighbors. The construction of the Third Temple will undoubtedly have an impact on these relationships, potentially influencing regional peace efforts and alliances. The Arab world has long been critical of Israeli actions, particularly pertaining to Jerusalem and the Temple Mount, which is considered holy to both Muslims and Jews. The potential construction of the Third Temple could heighten tensions and further strain diplomatic relations between Israel and Arab nations. Another significant factor to consider is the presence of extremist groups that may seek to exploit the construction of the Third Temple to further their own agendas. Factions within various religious and ideological movements could use the temple's construction as a rallying point, potentially escalating tensions and violence in the region. The rise of extremist groups in the Middle East has already contributed to a volatile security environment, and the construction of the Third Temple could exacerbate these existing challenges. Additionally, recent events such as the October 7, 2023, attack by Hamas and the subsequent Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip have further complicated the situation. The escalation of conflict in the region has led to a significant loss of life and has strained humanitarian efforts. The international community and humanitarian organizations have strongly condemned Israel's actions, highlighting the need for a ceasefire and a return to peaceful negotiations. The ongoing conflict has not only caused immense human suffering but has also deepened divisions and mistrust between different religious and ethnic groups, making it even more challenging to find common ground on sensitive religious issues like the construction of the Third Temple. To overcome these challenges and achieve the construction of the Third Temple, delicate negotiations, trust-building measures, and a genuine commitment to reconciliation will be required from all parties involved. Addressing the underlying causes of the conflict and working towards a comprehensive and lasting peace agreement is crucial. International mediators have played a pivotal role in facilitating dialogue and negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians, including discussions on the Temple Mount and the potential construction of the Third Temple. In terms of religious significance, the Jewish people hold a firm belief in the historical and religious importance of constructing the Third Temple. Prophecies documented in the Hebrew Bible over 2 millennia ago, particularly in the Book of Daniel, have sparked diverse interpretations among scholars and religious traditions. These prophecies, such as the 70-week prophecy in Daniel 9:24-27, allude to the rebuilding of Jerusalem and the sanctuary, with some interpreting it as a timeline predicting events related to the Third Temple. However, interpretations of these prophecies vary among religious groups and scholars, often entangled in religious and political debates centered on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. The United States has taken on the role of a main mediator in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, using extensive diplomacy to bring the parties together for talks and negotiations. They brokered significant agreements like the Oslo Accords in the 1990s, addressing contentious issues such as the status of religious sites like the Temple Mount. Neighboring countries like Jordan and Egypt have also played significant mediating roles. Jordan has a historical and religious connection to the Temple Mount and serves as the custodian of Islamic holy sites in Jerusalem. Egypt has actively participated in mediating efforts as well. Various methods have been proposed to address the challenges surrounding the construction of the Third Temple, including the concept of shared religious spaces. Interfaith dialogue and engagement are also important in reconciliation efforts, fostering understanding and respect. However, achieving reconciliation is difficult and requires carefully balancing religious, political, and diplomatic considerations. As the conflict between Israel and Hamas rages on, a surprising and mysterious event has captivated religious people worldwide. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.